When you're placing the rockwork and the coping stone around the pond, it's good to create depth perception as you're looking across. If you'll notice, we hid the skimmer with some interesting stones. We have a large rock kind of popping up. So I can put a flat stone on top of that skimmer and your eye won't even see it because the other stones that we've created the depth perception with. Behind me, we have the settlement tank, but we've hid it with some rocks, and we'll put some plants around it. And the way the rocks are set, they take your eye away from the fact that you have a flat settlement tank sitting in the ground somewhere. The rock that I'm sitting on right now is a natural stepping stone to come across this little inlet bay for the skimmer. So you would step across here, and the two rocks that I have on either side of me kind of pop up a little bit and frame out that step across. And as I'm looking through the step across, my eye will ricochet off this rock and then push me towards the deck. So just simple rock placement gives you some neat perception when you're doing everything. So I want to give you another tip when you're stacking the coping stones around the pond. We have two rocks stacked on top of each other. I have the smaller, flatter one on the bottom and this big guy on top. The water level is approximately here when I fill the pond up completely. And so the joint of the two rocks is below the water level, and it looks like this big rock is just pushing down through the water, and you don't see that joint at all, so it looks like one big rock. Right here, you'll find the same thing is true. I have one big rock. It comes all the way down to the bond beam, and next to it, I have two rocks stacked, but water level is approximately here. So you won't see this joint right here when the pond level is full, and yet this lower rock is protruding out past the bond beam, so it helps hide the liner down below. In this little skimmer bay area, the water level is only about 10 inches deep. So the liner in here is going to be very obvious. You're going to see the folds. So what we're going to do to disguise that and naturalize it is to put these big pieces of slabs of slate down in here. And it reminds me of a time I was building a pond in Georgia in the Blue Ridge Mountains. We were right next to this river, and as far as I could see were these giant slabs of slate or flagstone. So another thing we're going to do is we're going to fill in all the voids between the rocks of the coping with either little stacks of slate or crack stuffer rocks, and then we'll use black waterfall foam to fill in the voids between that. And that'll help lock all the stones together and help keep debris and sediment from building up behind the coping. And that means one of my boys gets to jump into the pond and work his way around the edges and fill in all those voids. And that's what we'll do next.